Journal about it, talk to someone trusted about it, and see where this memory takes you. It's only when you acknowledge your abuse is when you start to heal from it. Do you have a vague memory of being sexually violated as a child? Do you sometimes get these blurred visions that hint towards something, but you're not sure if it happened? Do you get disturbing dreams? Do you suddenly get a flashback? Do you feel triggered or emotionally uncomfortable when someone talks about words like sexual abuse? If your answer to any of these questions is yes, then this video is for you. When it comes to sexual abuse, the thumb rule is that if you think it happened, it probably did, even if you don't remember the details vividly. Because the thing about your gut is that it always guides you towards the truth. Out of all the people who came to me for therapy and had this hint that something probably happened to them, not even one turned out to be wrong about it. But the question is, can we really trust these blurred memories? And if it did happen, why don't we remember it clearly? Let's understand why. Reason number 1, the overwhelm. When a human brain is overwhelmed, it stops to encode memories. And a child can easily be overwhelmed, especially because they're cognitively and emotionally not developed enough to understand such complex things. So when they're abused, they're left extremely overwhelmed and their brain stops encoding memories. And that's why there are very vague memories of what really happened when you were abused as a child. Number 2, being absent from the moment. Whenever you're faced with something very threatening or traumatic, your brain goes into fight or flight mode, which means that you're now on survival mode. So what happens in survival mode is that you become absent from the moment, you disconnect from your body and your mind in order to protect yourself. Your brain sees that when you're not able to escape the situation, it makes you escape from that situation mentally and emotionally. So it's difficult to retrieve those memories later on. Number 3, no trust in one's realities. Oftentimes, the survivors of child sexual abuse are brought up in households where there is a lot of neglect and abandonment. These children learn at a very young age to dismiss themselves, their own emotions, and their realities because they are dismissed by their primary caregivers. And because of this, when they grow up, they have difficulty trusting their gut, listening to their inner voice, and believing that whatever they're feeling may be true. The second reason that these children have difficulty trusting their reality is because there are so many stories that they're told about their childhood. And these stories are usually happy stories, good stories, stories in which they are either very naughty or very happy, or everything is rainbows and unicorns, which is very contrary to the idea that they have in their mind, which is very contrary to the memories of abuse that are resurfacing now. When they look at this discrepancy, they start to doubt themselves all the more. When they are called attention seekers or stubborn or children who throw tantrums in their childhood, they think that they are making up these stories in their head yet again to seek attention or to throw a tantrum. It's getting messages like these from your primary caregivers that makes you doubt your own reality and your own emotions. The first step towards healing from sexual abuse is to trust your gut, to trust your emotions. So even if you don't have a very clear memory of being abused as a child, whatever little cues that you have, follow them. Journal about it, talk to someone trusted about it, and see where this memory takes you. It's only when you acknowledge your abuse is when you start to heal from it.